is this loop prints zeros continuously and it runs infinite. That's why now let me stop this right. Okay. Now the reason here is the continuous statement. Now someone tell me what happens when you hit the continuous statement. What happens when you hit the continuous statement?
So it omits the remaining code.
Yes, it will
And
ignore
goes
the rest of the statements and it will go to the next iteration. Currently I equals 0, 0 less than 5 true, it prints 0, continue. Then again it goes to the next iteration. 0 less than 5 true, prints 0, continue. Goes to the next. Likewise then it ignores the rest. Therefore, increment will never happen. Since the increment is not happening, it is continuing infinitely. Right, now that is what happens with the continuous statement. Right. Right. Then let's talk about the for loops right now. I think. Do you have any questions with the? Okay, what happens with the else statement here? If you put an else here, what will this do? Yeah. Now what will happen now?
So I think nothing will happen because there's no if state. There's no condition.
Right. Let's run it and see. Now what happens now? What is happened? Now once the loop falls, once the while loop falls, while loop falls, it prints high. Now if I print the I value as well, now let me print the I value. Now you can see I value is 5. Now that's why the while loop has become false. Now because of that reason, now the else statement we can use then when the condition is no longer running, when the while loop is no longer running or once the condition of the while loop is false, now it goes to the else statement. That means once the condition becomes false, it executes the else statement. Not only with the if condition, with the while loop also, you could use the else statement. Remember that. Right. Right. Then let's go into what? For loops. Right. Now, when it comes to for loops, right? Now, here we discuss that normally we use the while loops when we have no clue that how many times the loop has to run. That means number of times is not defined, definite. We use the while loop. All right. Then we have another loop called for loop. For loop also can use to Right now, in order to run based on the number of items available in a list or a collection, we could use a for loop. Or if you know exactly that how many times the loop has to run, then again, you could use the for loop as well. Right, then for an example, like let's say now here I have a string called I have a variable called name equals John Smith. Right. Now, if I want to print character by character, that means if I want to go letter by letter, I can say for I in name. For I in name, and I could print I. Now you can see here. Okay, let me remove this now. Now I can print like now. This is what I said. Now this is a variable which contains some string value. Now you can say an object, string object, and then in order to iterate through the string object, I could use a for loop. Now for loop, like a variable name, that means a variable name in this whatever the expression here. You don't have to variable. You don't need to define a variable here. Even if you have a Jane Doe here, it will work. Right. That means every time the character by character gets assigned to this variable, and then that value will be printed here. Right. Now normally we use the uh, for loops for a sequential traversing. That means when you want to go one by one in a list or in a collection, we use for loops. Right. Now similarly, like if you have learned the other languages like C sharp, like in Java, enhanced for loop, or in C sharp, you call a for each, right? And now similar to that, right? And then also, if you want to run, that means a number of times, then how can you do this? Right now, in order to learn that, we have to first learn about what is the range method does. There is a method called range. First figure out what is the and how the range method is working, or what is the range method. Right, now there's a function or there's a method called range. Right, now there's a method called range, and let's see how the range function is working. Right, now for an example, if you say x equals range 10, x equals range 10, and let's print the x value and see what would be the output. Right, now it just print, then I said x equals range 10, like now it just display 0, 10. Now you can see, even though I have said 10, now it has added another parameter called 0. That means, right, normally remember a range method, when you say the range method has 3 parameters. Like now you need to type start value and this end value, start value and end value, and the step value. Right, now for an example, if we are using the range method, you need to pass these 3. Or the method range is declared with these 3 values. Now, the start value. Therefore, remember, by default, now range method, if you have not specified the start value, if you just said 10, that means it takes as the end value. It takes the given value as the end value. Then it will automatically assign the start value and the step value. By default, start value is 0 and the step value is 1. Therefore, remember these are default values. If we have not specified the start, end and step, that means if we have not specified the 3 values, if you have not specified the 3 values, then, and if you just pass one value like this, then it will take it as the end value, right? Then if you have specified 2 and 10, if you specified 2 and 10, then right now it becomes like start value by 2, then it will consider the start value as 2 and the end value as 10, and the step value is optional. That means you have not given the step value. No? Therefore, step value by default value it will be taken as 1. Therefore, remember, step and start are optional. Right? If you want to pass all 3 values, then you need to use like range. If you say start from 1 and up to 10 and 2. Now, if you do it like this, 1, 10, 2, then 1 would be the start value, 10 would be the end value, step value would be the 2. Right. Then you should ask, what is the step? That means every time. That means after printing 1. Now range start from 1 to 10. No? Then how you should increment the values? Then the difference between each value. Now optionally or the default, it is 1. Now here you have specified 2. Okay, let's print. Right, what is the value? What is the value range? Right now, here even if you just print range 10, or you can say print range 1, okay, 2 to 10, and print range 2, 10, 3. Right, now let's see how this is going to work out. Now you can see when you just set 10, it just gives you 0, 10. The start value has added as optional value 0. And then you say 2, 10, start value is 2, end value is 10. When you pass 2, 10, 3, start is 2, end is 10, increment value is 3. And now let's see how we can see the values. Now since the range function returns a set of or sequence of numbers starting from 0 option by default and increase by 1 by 1 by default and stops before the specified number. Right, now let's see how we can work with those. Right, now I can use print. Okay, now let me use it as x equals range 10, or we could use right, okay. We'll have a whole loop here. For I in x, print type. For I in x, print type. And the same thing I'm going to here also use. Let's remove the annotations. Here, X. Here, bracket, extra bracket. Right, now initially you can see here start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 10, right? Okay, let me have space as well here. Now 0 to 9 it prints, and the second one it starts from 2 and it goes up to 10. And the third one, it starts from 2 and every time the value increase by 3. 2 plus 3 become 5, 5 plus 3 become 8. Likewise, it works. This is how we could use the for loops, right? If you want to have run specified number of times. Specific number of times if you want, you have to use it like this. Right now, even you don't have to declare the range in a different variable. You could do it inside this as well. Then you can say for I in, rather than printing X, you can say for I in range. Likewise, you could do it for I in range. Now, right now, starting from 2, if you change it to 1, you can say it will start from 1 and then goes up to 10. And let's say if you do not provide a value here, see, now it goes up to 1, then 2, because always increase by 1. Optionally, default value for the step is 1. And if you do not specify the number, then the default value is 0. Then start with 0. Therefore, you can specify. Therefore, remember range has 3 parameters: start, end, step. Start value by default 0. Stop value you have to provide. Step value by default 1. You have to remember. If you provide two values like 5 and 10, then start value going to be 5, end value would be 10, step value is default value which is 1. Then 5 to 10 increase by 1 by 1. If you want the step value also defined, you could pass 3 values. Then start is 5, end is 10, step is 2. Then 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. Then only up to 10, no? Then 5, 7, 9. Likewise, it will work. Right. Now, try to write a for loop to print 1 to 10 numbers and get the total of 1 to 10 numbers. Right. To get 1 to 10 numbers and print the total of 1 to 10 numbers. Quickly do it. Right now, okay, I have received the answers. Let's see. Yes, I said the 1 to 10 numbers. Yes. Now, therefore, you have specified the n number as 11. That's great. Otherwise, it will go up to 9 print value, and then you increase the total as well. Right. Then 1 to 10 numbers, it will give you as 55. Right. Good. Right. Now, if I have to print the even numbers, if I have to print the even numbers from 1 to 100, how can I print? Even numbers from 1 to 100 using a for loop. Okay. Send me the answer. Even numbers from 1 to 100. Print even numbers. Okay, these are the questions I want you to print. Even numbers from 1 to 10, 1 to 100, no? Numbers from 1 to 100. Print even numbers from 1 to 100. Print the following pattern. Right. Okay. Do this and then send me the answers. Everyone, please send me the answers. Already I have received few answers. Others also please send. Right now, okay, I have received many. Okay, let's see. Okay, there are few ones. Let's okay. Let's see. Let's see how each works. Um, okay, is there a way now? It's difficult for me to see. Is there a way to see? Rather go to the next line to print on the same line. How can you do that? How can you do that? How can I do that? Like now, let's talk about the print function in Python. How the print function works. Now, then print function is print the whatever the values you have passed to the function. Then print function has some parameters as well. All the other parameters are optional except the value you have to pass. Right. Right now, here for an example, print function has what are the object you need to pass. We have to pass the object you have to pass. Now, this is what we have done. You have just passed the value of no object. And then we can pass the separate. And then we can pass the end value. If you are writing into a file, then we could write a file. And then you could write flush. Likewise, there are many values, right? Then these are object we already have been using, separator, end, file, flush. Separator, end, file, flush, all are optional. Right now, there is a default value applies every time when we use the uh, print method. These values are optional. Now, by default, separator value is right now space. Separator is space. By default is like this option. And the end value and the default is new line slash new line slash default is new line. File is right now where to write. No, the default is now you don't have to remember this, system dot standard output. That's why it does. Now that's why here default value is to print in the standard output. That means that's why it prints in the console. And then whether the flush, that means it has a Boolean value, whether it is true or false, output is flushed or buffered. Whether the output is flushed or buffered, therefore it has false. Right, output is buffered. Right. Therefore, we don't have to worry about these things right now, since I just want to display that how the separator works, let's say, right now. Therefore, here, let's say I have to print Hello, how are you? Like now, you can see the separator is the space. Now, if you want to define, okay, no, separator is what I want to provide. If you say something like this. Now you can see hello, the separator is this. Hello, John, how are you? Then it's difficult to understand. Hello, John. Now, we have not specified the separator. Then it brings hello, John. Then you have specified the separator, then that brings hello, John. Now, this is how you define the separator. And if you want to define end value as well, hello, and then the end value is like this, I'm gonna define. Then here, there is separator. Then I'm gonna display again print hello. Print John. This is how it displays. Now I'm gonna print hello and then end. Okay, we'll have this. Now you can see the separator works like this. Fine. The next one it just display hello and goes to the next line. Therefore, hello John it prints. And next time it prints hello and the cursor waits in the same line. Therefore, the next line also John prints on the same place. And again the cursor waits. But if not, you can see every time you had a space here because it goes to the new line. Now here the cursor waits. That's why even if you remove this end part, now the cursor will move to the next line. Here you will have a space. Now this is how you use the print function. Now I'm going to use that end method here. And I'm going to have print I end. Then now we can see right now. Initial one, only even numbers, fine. The second one, what is this? 54, 56. Okay, this is the first thing. And the second one, 0, 5, 10, 0, 5, 10, because how you did that? You set the step value as 5. Great. And 10 to 1, you said start value 10, end value 1. 10 to 1, no, then this is wrong. How could you correct this? I want to display 1 as well. Then how could you correct that? How could you correct this? I want to display 1 as well. Anyone? Vashit, how could you correct it? I hope you guys can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bashit. Now it prints 10 to 2 here. I want to print 10 to 1.
We should make it zeros.
Yeah, yes. We could make it 0. Right, let's see. Okay, 10 to 1 it prints. And minus 10 to minus 1. Right, then here you start from minus 10. And by 0, you increase value by 1. Minus 10 plus 1 is minus 9. Likewise, okay, right. Good. And the second one, what? Minus 1 to minus 10. Minus 1 and you go up to minus 11 and minus. Right, that's great. And 2 to minus 2. Yes, good. This is how you deal with the range function. Is it clear, everyone? Anyone? Do you have any doubts? Please ask. Any doubts? No?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, will we be learning about the optional file and flush
Yeah,
statements in the print?
when we are talking about file handling, we'll do that.
Okay, sir.
We will be discussing about file handling. Then we will do. Okay? Right. Otherwise, it will be. Okay. Anyway, we'll do it later. All right. Anyway, I'm talking about the functions later on as well. Just to, to display these values in the one line, I wanted to do that. That's why I just discussed about the end function, end operate, end parameter. Right. Okay. Then, if you want to loop through a string value that we discussed, right. Now let's see if it is a break, what will happen? Inside a while loop, if you have a break statement, what happens?
It stops the while loop, sir. Stops the execution of the while
It
state.
will stop the execution of that means it will immediately exit from the loop. It will immediately exit from the loop. Right. Now let's say 0 to 50 increase by 1. Now if I say print the I value, fine. If I modulus 2, if I modulus 2 equals to 0, if I say continue, what would be the output without running this? Tell me. Just think and tell me. I equals if I is equal to 10. Yes, tell me what happens in these two. Run it and see even if you can't understand. The first one, what it does? The first for loop? One equal sign is missing here. The first one, what does it print? All the odd numbers. Why is it? Starting from 0. After 0, it prints all the odd numbers. Right now, that because, okay. If you want to get rid of the 0 as well, you would have put this at the top. Right now, okay, did you try this? And then are you okay with this? Right. Then, okay. I want you to try putting one loop inside another loop. And then see, now you know the continuous statement will stop the current iteration and go to the next iteration. The break statement, once now here I have put I modulo 7 equals 5 no? Then when you the remainder become 5, it will stop. The break statement is there no? Therefore how it is working. Right now initially I equals 0, 0 divided by 0 modulo 7, the remainder is 0. Then 1 modulo 7, remainder is 1. 2 modulo 7, remainder is 2. 3 modulo 7, 3 modulo 7, remainder is 3. Then 4 modulo 7, remainder is 4. Therefore, that's why it prints 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then next time again it prints the I value 5. 5 modulo 7, remainder is 5. Once the remainder is equals 5, it will stop. Therefore, that's why it prints 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and stop. That's how. Remember, what you have to remember is when the a break statement executed inside a loop, it will immediately exit from the loop. And if a continuous statement hits, then it will ignore the current iteration and it will go to the next iteration. And also in a for loop, you can say if I equals right now, let's say if you want to print 0 to 10 values, and afterwards, if you want, you can have else statement as well, else. Now, after the for loop finishes, if you want to print something, end of the loop, end of the loop. Likewise, if you want to display, then you could use else statement. Then it will display end of the loop. Right now, unlike in the while loop also, in for loops also, you could use the else. Right. And if you have no statements, if you have still the body statements are not declared, then just doing this will give you an error. No? Therefore, if you want to just skip the body statements for a while, you could say pass. Then it won't give you any error. Therefore, if you want to have an empty body statements for a loop, then you could use the pass. Right, now let's say what will happen if you use for loop inside a for loop. Now, for an example, for I in range 0 to 10, anyway, you don't have to specify increment is 1 because by default step is 1. Let's say 0 to 5, 0 to 5. And also we have another for loop, let's say for loop j in range 0 to, let's say here it's starting from 1 to 6, and then 0 to I plus plus, and then I want to print I value hyphen j value, and after the for loop is, and then here I want to have space. Now you can see initially it prints 1 0 2 0 1 2 1. Then the first for loop will go up to 1 to 5 numbers, and the second for loop will print from Each time the second for loop get an opportunity, it prints from 0 to I value. Initial I value is 1, therefore 0 to 0. And then when I become 2, then 2 times. When I become 3, 3 times. When I become 4, 4 times. When I become 5, 5 times. This works. Therefore, now rather printing this, now I'm printing asterisk and see how, okay, I'm going to print the j values. I'm going to print the j values and I'm going to use, okay, I'm going to print the j value and see how it's going to work. Right. And then I'm going to print in the same line. End equals then it goes up to like this. Now you can see if I want to go up to 10, then it will start from 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have only up to 9. Now, see, since this goes up to 10, and the second for loop will go now, that means 10, even though here 10, that means the for loop will run only up to 9, including 9, then less than 1, then that's why here it will give you 8. Okay, try out this and then try to print these patterns. Right, okay, try out these patterns and tell me how to do this. I'll give you some time. You can replace with the number. Um, the first one, I'm going to try the first one now. Therefore, and I want to run 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Therefore, this has to run, let's say, 4 times. And each time this string runs, I want to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This one has to run 5 times, and each time it should print string, and then thereafter it should go to the next line. Right. Now let's see. Okay, here it has to be inside the double quotes too. Then if you don't need the spaces like this, you can remove the space. By space, removing the space. If you want, you can have the space. Right, okay, now the first one is done. Now this is how you do the first one. Now try out the second one. These are similar. Therefore, I'm going to put it 2. And also 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Okay, try this. Any questions, please ask. Yeah, but the first for loop has to start from 1 and it should go up to 5. Therefore, for I in range, we have to start from 1, then 1, and it should go up to 6. And second for loop should run up to I value. And every time it has to print the I value. Print I. Right. Now let's try it out. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5. Right. The first for loop will run up to 6 times. That means from starting from 1 to 6, that means 5 times. And the second for loop, each time it gets the opportunity, it will run up to I number of times. Since j start from 0 at the first time, okay, let's see how it goes. Now, when initially I value is equals to, we have 1, and the j value is starting from, j value is starting from 0. Then, since it checks whether for j in range up to I equals 1, therefore 0 to 1 time. Therefore, it will print I value, which is 1. And then I become 2. Now j value starting from 0, then 0 less 0 to 2. 0 to 2. It will print the I value. I value is 2. No? When j value equals 0, it prints 2. When j equals 1, it prints 2. And I become 3. J value start from 0. Then 0, 0 to 3. Then 0, 1, 2, 3 times. Then 3 times it's going to print 3, 3, 3. When I become 4, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Then it will print 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. When I become 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, it will print 5. And I become 6, the loop stops. Therefore, this is how you print this. Right. Is this clear? Imash, is this clear to you, Bute?
Yes, sir.
Right, good. What should be the change required to print 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like? Okay, quickly send me the answer, please. Now, how to print 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mm, 1 to 7. Right. See. Why do we need to go up to 1 to 7? 1 to 7 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times it goes. Okay, that's why here you have the space. Then I think rather starting from 1, you better start from 2. Right, then 5 times only it runs, and then it works. Then you start from 1 and it goes up to I value. You don't have to put 1 because optional. By default value is 1. If you are increasing other than 1, you can put 1 because by default value is 1, the step value. Right, now we are done with these two as well. Right, good. Any questions you have, please ask. At least these two, and these two you could do as a homework. Right, now then I'm going to go to the next. You quickly try the answers for these two and send it to me via chat, please. Right, now Nirodha has sent me one. Right, okay. Try to do the reverse of it as well. Edit the same thing. Let's try to do the same thing. Help me on this, please. Right, now I'm going to copy this. I'm not going to have... Right, now I want to start from what? Starting from 5. Starting from 5 and should go down to 0, and every time it has to decrease by 1. Right, then okay, now here also 0 I doesn't require, no, anyway, starting from 0, no? Right, will this work? Let's see. Yes, see. Right. This is how you print together like this. Okay, the other half, try to do it by yourself. I think now it's enough. The time we spent on doing these nested loop exercises. Any questions on this? If you are unable to understand any single part, please ask. Are you okay with this? Right. Then, okay, write a for loop, simple question. To get, you have to ask user to enter in integer, whatever the inputs. You have to get the inputs from the user, and you need to get only 10 even numbers. Once you get 10 positive even numbers. Once you get 10 positive even numbers, you need to display the maximum sum, maximum value, sum value, minimum value. Get, okay, now this is done. Get 10 positive even numbers, positive even numbers, and then display sum, max, min, display sum, max, min, and the number of inputs. Right, now I don't know which you should use, whether it's a for loop or a while loop. It's up to you to decide what type of a loop you use. My question is to get 10 positive even numbers, and until as soon as user enters 10 number of even values, you have to repeat it. After that, you have to display some value, maximum, min, and the number of inputs entered. Okay, quickly do it and send it to me. Then there is something wrong in the logic. No, 2, 5, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2, and this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8. Only 8 numbers it has taken. Then the total is totally different. Max is correct. Min. Okay, from the numbers, okay, it would be correct. Number of inputs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That is also correct. But the number of sum of 10 positive, I am doubt. The total also I am doubt. How to fix this? Where it went wrong, why it went wrong? Let's figure out. Minimum equals 100. Right. Okay, how to fix this?
So I changed the code.
You change the code. Which you have changed. Right. Okay, let's see then. Now what has happened? Now even you can set the minimum as 0. Right. Okay, now we have done okay, good. Right. Now, okay, this is the question like the You have seen, I think you may have heard about the, what do you call, which one is that? What do you call this? I can't remember the name of that. What is it? This we call as, what do you call this number? Which one? Factorial, yes, factorial of 5, yes, sir. My bad. If the factorial 5 calculated by this and the factorial 4 is calculated by 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Likewise, the factorial value calculated. Right, ask user to enter a number, right? Input user to enter a number and then calculate the factorial value of the user entered number. Display the factorial value of user entered number. Quickly do it. This is how the Fibonacci series is working. And right, the Fibonacci sequence is which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. Right, now each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. And the Fibonacci sequence start from Fibonacci 0 is 0 and Fibonacci 1 is 1. Then starting from 0 and 1. Then Fibonacci series starting from 0 and 1. Therefore, each number is the sum of the two precedings and each starting from 0 and 1. Therefore, Fibonacci 0, F0, Fibonacci 0 is 0. And Fibonacci 1 is 1. And Fibonacci 2 is equals to Fibonacci 0 plus Fibonacci 1. That means 0 plus 1 is 1. And Fibonacci 3, 4, 5, like Fibonacci 3 is equals to So 2 is equals to Fibonacci 0 and 1, 3 is equals to Fibonacci 1 and Fibonacci 2 values. And Fibonacci 4 is equals to Fibonacci 2 and Fibonacci 3 values. Fibonacci 5 is equals to Fibonacci 3 and Fibonacci 4 values. Fibonacci 6 is equals to 4 and 5. Then it's going to be 0 plus 1 is 0 plus 1 is 1. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. Likewise, it goes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Likewise, it goes. Therefore, ask user to enter the number, ask user to input the number and then calculate the Fibonacci for that. Right now, this is the calculate the factorial. Calculate the factorial for the given number. Calculate the Fibonacci. Calculate the Fibonacci value. Fibonacci value for the right. Okay, quickly do these two questions and send me the answer via chat, please. The factorial value. Has any of you have tried the factorial? Right now, first you need to get the user input now. Right, then let's get the user inputs first. N equals int input number. You get the number, and then how to do this now? Yes, tell me how to do this now. If the factorial 0, okay, I forgot that if the factorial 0 is 1. Therefore, if you want, you can check, you can tell that if the number is less than 0, then there is no factorial value. Then factorial is not defined for negatives. Right. And then if it is factorial equals 1, if the factorial, if n is equals to 1, we could use LCS, no? If the factorial is equals to 1, factorial is equals to 0. The factorial is equals to 0. The factorial of factorial 0 is 1. Right. Then other than that, we could calculate the factorial value. How to calculate the factorial value? Using a for loop for I in range. then it should, like for an example, if it is factorial 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, you have to multiply all the numbers till that number. Then you have to start from, like if you multiply by 0 again, there will be a problem, right? Therefore, you have to start from 1 up to n plus 1 number, right? If you want, you can say n plus 1. Yes, you can start from 1 to n plus 1. You can do the reverse as well. 1 to n plus 1, and always it will increase by 1. Therefore, no need to do that, no? Right, then we can say factorial is equals to right, then factorial is equal, let's find the factorial. Factorial 0 is, you can bring the factorial. Fact equals factorial multiplied by the prime. And then see, factorial 0 is 1, factorial 1 is 1, factorial 2 is 2, factorial 3 is 13, 21, 6, factorial 4 is 24, 5 is 2. Do we need this? Yes, the whole loop will not run. Then again, without this also to yes, but not defined for negatives. If it is -1, it is a factorial. Factorial values are factorial values not defined for negatives, right? Good. If it is a negative number, it won't work. If it is 0, 1, if it is 1, 1, if it is 2, 2, if it is 3, 6, if it is 5, 1, 20. Likewise, this will work, right? Now, this is how you calculate the factorial value, right? I'm not expecting you to do this part, but I'm expecting you to complete this. Right, now, oh, I have received the answer as well. Y in range, factorial equals factorial plus A. Bashit, I think the given one is wrong, right? You have added, no? You have to multiply, no? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Is this for the, yeah, factorial, yes. Now the second one you have to add the Fibonacci series. Right, now this is how you calculate the factorial value. Right, now input number to calculate the Fibonacci values. Let's say Fibonacci values. How to calculate the Fibonacci. Right, quickly try, and then thereafter we could see how it goes. Now, in order to understand it further, now by looking at this, you would say, if you are given Fibonacci n number, if it is a Fibonacci n number, that is equals to Fibonacci n minus 1 number plus Fibonacci n minus 2 number. Right. That means if it is Fibonacci 5, that means 3 plus 4. Right. Now 3 plus 4 numbers. Right. Now this is the series, like you can have the relationship. Right. Then fine, have you done it? The factorial, nice, let's go back to right. How to do that now? Then if it is, let's say the first number, we have first equals 0, second equals 1. The first equals 0, second equals 1, and the third value is always, okay, we have to calculate. Again, you can check whether if n is less than 0. Right, if n is less than 0, we're gonna have to see these. The not defined for negative as y values in range I starting from the Fibonacci 0, 1. Right. Therefore, we can say starting from 2 up to n. Let's see. Fibonacci value is equals to, let's say, first and second. A and B, let's say A and B, A and B, and Fibonacci. See, C equals A plus B. Then B should be, C should be A plus B. C should be A plus B. And then A should equals to B. And B should equals to C. Then the Fibonacci series. Factorial 0 is 1. Fibonacci 0 is 1. Fibonacci 0 is 0, right? Fibonacci 0 is equals to So that is we have the problem. C value was set it as okay. This should be A and B. Right. Fibonacci 0 is 1 where you have not defined C. Right. Now let's say C or C equal to 1. Fibonacci 1 is 1. Fibonacci 2 is Fibonacci 2 is also 1, right? Fibonacci 3 is 1. That's also fine. Fibonacci 4 is 0, 1, 1, 2. That is fine. 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. This is Fibonacci 0. 1, 2, 3. Fibonacci 3 is Fibonacci 3 is 2. That is wrong. How to fix this? Right now, we are going one step above. Right now, how to fix this? Now, factorial we don't need. No? Right, then get rid of this. And how to fix this one? Now we are running one step above. Tell me how to fix this code. Yeah, someone tell me how to fix this. Which is what Fibonacci, what is the Fibonacci series? Previously we had, was it Fibonacci 0, Fibonacci 1, Fibonacci 2, Fibonacci 3. Fibonacci 3 is 2. Fibonacci 3 is 2. Fibonacci 4 is 3. Fibonacci 3 is 2. Fibonacci 0, Fibonacci 1. This is the respective value for 0, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8. Likewise, it goes. Then when I say Fibonacci 4, if I say 1, and 0, 6, 4, Fibonacci 4, the answer should be 3. The answer should be 3. Now that is not working. Now, how to fix this? How to fix this code? Will it, if I do it like n plus 1, will it work? Fibonacci 3 is 2, Fibonacci 4 is 3, Fibonacci 5 is 5 is Fibonacci 5 is what? Fibonacci 5, 0, 1, 1, 2. Right now, Fibonacci sequence is not like this, no? 3, 5, 8, 0, 1, 1, 1 plus 2 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 5 is 13. Right, right. Fibonacci 4 is 3, Fibonacci 5 is 5, Fibonacci 6, 8, Fibonacci 7 is 30. Likewise, it should work. Right. Okay, this is how you could calculate the Fibonacci value as well as the factorial value as well. Okay, any questions? You got this one? Right, thank you. Okay. Then we have to start with the collections. That means list, set, tuples, and then dictionary. We have to start. Therefore, I'm gonna do it in the next day.